This is Lemon's Car Spotting. You post to Instagram with the hashtag Lemon's Car Spotting. We pick the hooptiest.
They are so incredibly terrible.
And which one we want to become a real Lemons build.
It does car-like things. I've been pushing for one of those in Lemons too, and those are very affordable.
Hey everybody, it's Jay and Eric, and we are doing Lemon's Car Spotting. So you know how this works because you saw the intro. What you don't know, we have a special method for choosing the Lemons build winner and the hooptiest, and it goes like this. I go like this, and then Eric says stop, and this is the Lemons winner, this hand is the Lemons winner, and this hand is the hooptiest. And how do we remember to keep our hands straight? Little production secret. L, that's for the Lemons build, and H is for the hand that represents the hooptiest. So, all right, Eric, ready? All right. Close your eyes. Okay, go.
Stop.
All right, that is the Lemons build. Now, does that mean I choose the Lemons build or you choose? This got us no further at all.
You're ruining it all, Jay. You had the right hand was up, so that means I get the hoopty. I will pick the hooptiest car out of the 10 we're about to see, and you will pick the Lemons car that we would most like to see out of the next 10.
All right, then we're ready to go. Burned up half of the video, and we haven't even started yet.
That's all right.
Production quality, it's all that. Okay, first vehicle, and here we go. Not surprisingly, starting off from Panama because that's where all the quality is. Looks like a Toyota something square we don't get here brand with a snorkel.
Yeah, it looks like a Land Cruiser. I don't know if it's actually a Land Cruiser, but yeah, some variation thereof.
The body folding is, I think this is a baby Land Cruiser thing that I don't know.
Yeah.
Aren't you glad you've tuned in for this highly informative production?
We're experts. I don't know if anybody told you that. We're former auto journalists. So
between the two of us, we have literally 50 years of auto journalism. I am not surprised. We don't know what the hell that car is.
Not a clue.
Yeah. No, but
the problem is that Toyota's press person isn't handing us a bunch of material with all of the actual relevant information. Without that, auto journalists don't know shit. So
with the answers and some cocktail sauce for the shrimp. Yeah,
that's right.
Without that, we can't do our job. Let's move on.
If it wasn't for the license plate,
totally makes it.
Yeah. Oh, what is the model name of this thing? I know it's Lamborghini's SUV.
It's the Urus.
Which sounds like something you're going to the urologist to have fixed. So
is that what it's called? I am so proud to say that I've come far enough from my automotive journalism roots. I don't even know what the goddamn Q8 derived Lamborghini POS $300,000 SUV is. Do you suppose that it came with the Monster Energy drink colorway package, or was that an addition by Tycoon One?
I feel like this is probably like from Houston because this is what oil barons in the modern age drive. And there has to be like supercar specialties to make it, do you want the tacky package or do you want the extra tacky package? This guy went with tacky because it doesn't have the tribal tattoos on the side.
Or the claw marks. Or the monster claw marks. Yeah. So the first one of these I saw, I have to say, my house in the city, we're a block down from a very exclusive all private girls school. And when the mothers or the au pairs are dropping off the kids, it is what Johnny Lieberman, who was staying with me one night, saw and said, "What's with the MILF parade?" we now call it the MILF parade. And the first time I saw one of these, it was waiting in line during the MILF parade to pick up the kids from the expensive private girls' school. And I heard, I'm upstairs and I hear, I look out, and it's a Lamborghini SUV. Ridiculous thing I have ever seen in my life, driven by, I don't know, a 32-year-old blonde with fake boobs. So it was
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, they're hitting their target market at least.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
I got to say the Lemons team, the 2-car team we're going to want to see in 10 years is the Urus and Yaris team. If we can score that.
If it's called the Urus, yes.
Yes.
Oh, it would be good to get a Yaris nameplate and just slap it on the back of that thing. Oh, God. All right. Are we done with him?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right. We might have to come back, but.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Now we're a little more.
This is me. I spotted this over a fence.
Oh, this is you.
I was out riding bikes with a kid, and I saw there's a Tri-5 Chevy next to it, and there's a crappy base model Cavalier just left of it. It's like at a landscaping company or something.
Is it?
But yeah.
Is it significant that it's got the offset hood scoop? And did that mean turbo, or was that only on the previous generation? Does it mean anything, or did they all have that?
That's a great question. And I don't know if it's offset or if
that's what we've come to in our lives, that's a great question.
Yeah. Pretty much. Yep. Yeah. No, I think the turbos were gone by the time the 3rd gen showed up, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. This is where we need the live stream with Scott Chamberlain is really what we do here, because he would know absolutely all of the answers. Oh.
I do love the fan blades on there.
Yeah.
It's just the classic, trailer park look happening there. T-tops are actually on the car too, which is amazing.
And and it's got the skin disorder where scabies is really starting to eat away at the doors of the water-based General Motors paint. So
GM scabies is definitely a thing.
Yeah, it's got a lot going on there. Is this going to be on the hooptiest list? It may very well. We've gotten to the point where a 3rd generation F body could very well be a hooptiest contender, but I'll leave that up to you. I might have a better candidate for the Lemons build. It was the Lamborghini. Now it's probably this.
It's like a G20 based Chevy conversion motorhome thing. So Albert Wenzel is the racer here. So this is near me at like a Home Depot. God knows what somebody with one of these is buying at a Home Depot.
Hey, wait, shouldn't I be? There we go. We need to be giving these their full due.
That's true. Yeah.
That's pretty spectacular. Do you suppose that body structure, that is the same thing they use for the airport van, right?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, so that means that when you're in your van conversion, grooving out with your shag carpet, every time you drive down the road, it's going squeak, 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 squeak.
Yeah.
Rattle, 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 squeak, squeak, squeak. Boy, I'm sure that doesn't get old.
Yeah, well, I mean, how bad could the body mounts be on something like that? That's like 30 years old. Like, surely they haven't totally rotted off after 2.5 months of driving around, on the Gulf Coast where you take these things and getting all salty in there and everything.
Did I ever tell you I went to the Coachman factory like 30 years ago? I was doing an article and I went to the Coachman assembly factory, and I'd never seen anything like this before. And I went in and I thought, well, this is a factory. No, it was like 40 guys with plywood and jigsaws and caulking guns and like pop rivet guns. And they were sort of they were like cutting the roof off of vans and then pop riveting stuff out of it. Like, oh my God. And then I drove one of the vans away from the place. I was like, oh yeah, this all makes sense now. This totally checks out.
Yeah, I feel like the right way to have one of these built would be to, get the 40 dudes with the saw to cut it apart, and then have some Amish assemble, the sides of it, put it together for you.
You mean like 2 horses on opposite sides pulling and they come up like toast coming out?
Yeah, you need to have a van raising is what you need to have.
All right. There was a brief period where I thought that's got to be the hot used car. I mean, this is like a $2,000 car now. This is a S-Type R. It's got the R. Well, it doesn't look like it's an R, but it's got the R grill, the mesh grill on it.
Yeah.
what an incredibly awful, spectacular, terrible car.
Yeah. So lately during the pandemic, I was rewatching all of Top Gear with Amanda. So, in the very early years with the classic cast, that show was all about the S-Type.
Yeah.
They're like, this is the greatest car it's ever been built.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It handles great. It's got supercharged V8 in the R, and it's just a horrible thing. Like, I can't remember the last time I've seen one outside of a junkyard.
Yeah. Or on a trailer.
Or on a trailer.
Well, it's nice to know that England also suffers from the Detroit is back syndrome.
Right. It's
every 10 years is, finally the Renaissance, and then totally not that.
Yeah. What does a 10-year-old Aston Martin go for these days?
Oh God, they're virtually free. Like, I was just looking, I guess I was on Craigslist because, V8 Vantages, like 2005 V8 Vantages, I mean, guys are asking $30,000, and which means they're getting like $11,000 for those cars.
Right.
And they get to a place where you start thinking, that might be worth $11,000, and then you say, no, it's really not worth that.
Who's going to work on that car ever?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Somebody who charges $900 an hour to work on it.
No, we know exactly who's going to work on it. Lemon's racer Ken Lovejoy is going to work on it. Yeah. Which means you're going to bring your Vantage to Ken, and Ken will look at it and he'll say, okay, well, as soon as I'm done with these 4-year restorations on these real Aston Martins, sure, I'll change your oil. All right.
Man. Should point out this car belongs to that's Ed White, who has a 2002 Thunderbird that he's bringing to Lemons. It'd be the first of the last generation of Thunderbirds ever in Lemons.
Yeah. So you said this is his parts car for
his parts car.
Thunderbird. Yeah. You do have to love that you can find parts for your Thunderbird under the hood of a Jaguar S-Type.
Yeah,
this is pretty great. And I was just telling Eric recently about I was on Craigslist and I saw a great ad for a Lincoln LS. And the guy thought he was helping his case by saying, just like the Jaguar S-Type, you should buy this car. I don't think that's good marketing there, dude. No,
probably not.
Open. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, is that a, according to Jake here, it's a Hyundai Atos. Who would argue with that?
I like that there are so many weird Hyundais that have been built over the years that have never shown up here.
Yeah.
Like what we've gotten is the tip of the iceberg, kind of normal, looks like a car stuff. And then there's a whole bunch of crap like this that's just, what the hell even is this?
Yeah. Well, the best thing about the 1998 Hyundai Atos is that it probably started out as a Daihatsu something else.
Right.
Probably started out as a Honda something else. This is probably 3 generations removed from being the car that we think it is. But no, I like the little character. Well, are those character lines, or is it just have 2 dents? I think it's
no. It has 2 huge dents on the front and rear quarter.
Both. I think there was a character line over those, and the guy managed to like drive into somebody's mailbox and take out both sets of box flares. But the little mini Econo box with the box flares, that I'm super into that. Those are all pretty good. I mean, the Daihatsu Charade being the classic example.
I think you need a Fiat Panda. That's what I think.
I mean, everybody needs a Fiat Panda. I think you're right. Oh, baby.
Oh, wow.
I
like that we both lean in on this one.
Yeah. I've never seen one of these look good before. That's awesome.
They are such an awkward looking car.
Yeah.
With like the huge ass on them, but when it's lowered with good wheels and the tint.
That's pretty badass. In fact, it starts to look kind of vaguely like a V70.
Yeah. Oh yeah, good call.
Yeah, I like that. So this is from Johan, of course. Oh, that's Johan's narrow fender 930 turbo motored 911 in the background. So, which you can see like all MDs with air-cooled Porsches. He's driving it to the strip mall to get a new SIM card for his phone. As you do, he's living the dream. So,
that's right.
Man, that thing's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, there was, I will not remember the name, the Caldina, I think it was, is the JDM Toyota rear-wheel drive wagons. It was kind of the...
Oh, I don't even know.
It had 2JZ.
Nope.
But, it kind of looks vaguely like this.
Yeah.
But, had a better proportioned rear end than the Camry wagons did.
No, the Camry wagon in its stock form is one of the most repellent. The word, as you said, the word is awkward on those things. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. And
the Honda Accord wagons were kind of the same ilk. Yeah. I guess we need to make a wagon.
It's like, just lift it up, put that there so it is flat, and then it will all be good. All right, nothing terribly remarkable on that as far as I'm concerned, but I like what the guy's doing there. I do like what the guy's doing. You know what's an underrated car and needs to come back is that first generation Maxima wagon. When was the last time you saw one of those? Those could be a badass. Yeah, that super square.
Like an 810? Or was it an 810?
No, I had an 810 wagon. That was a pretty spectacular car too. Or did I have a 610 wagon? Maybe I had a 610 wagon. In any case, you can tell it made a big impression on me.
Yeah.
What was the super squared off Maxima? Was that the first Maxima? I think it was.
Sounds right, yeah.
They made a wagon of that, and that was a pretty badass car. The one that had that creased character line all the way down the side.
You're talking to a guy who grew up in the Midwest. Those never came here.
And you probably weren't born then either, so there's probably also that. But all right, I think that would be my Lemons build of the week if it existed. If somebody ever could bring a Maxima wagon, that would be the car. But okay, now you get a better look. You know what? It works at all angles this way.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to get a rear view, and I wasn't expecting a rear view to be good, but yeah.
Nor were we expecting the ground effects. What do we what do you think that's about? What's the white air extractor really accomplishing there? That's pretty good. So it helps.
Scene points. Yeah.
It helps that the windows and the body are exactly the same color, because then you it hides that horrible, whatever that is, M pillar, whatever the hell that is. Now that's a car. I mean, I probably already have my winner here, but
this is the Duke Arrives, who the guys who had the Escape from New York Cadillac with the chandeliers on the hood. They are from Buffalo, so the fact that this thing even exists is amazing.
Clearly, it spun a rod in somebody's garage 6 months into its ownership, or it wouldn't still be here. So yeah, that actually, seriously, that looks like an everyday driver car. It's even got.
That's how they left the showroom there with that rust on the door there. I mean,
yeah, that's really remarkable. That's an amazing car. I think I've told this story on this channel that my mother, when the Citation was a new car, decided she needed a new car, and it was down to a Fairmont or a Citation. And we tried to talk her into the Citation because front wheel drive, modern car, it's the wave of the future. Yeah. She bought a Fairmont. Well, guess what's still running? The Fairmont. Guess what's not running? Awesome. The Citation. Horrible. Just unspeakable.
It's in the right color. Mm-hmm. You got to have that brown. If you're going to get a Citation, like an early 80s brown is kind of the way to go. And I like the old, are those just hubcaps, right? Like that's not. No, I'm sure they didn't have any alloys or anything.
Those are just full width wheel covers. They're probably stamped out of tinfoil. You could probably wrap a chicken leg in those and barbecue right on the coals with those things. And do you think that's brown, or do you think it's incredibly faded maroon?
That's a good question.
Yeah. I like it's got the factory pinstripe. I'm sure that was a $30 upgrade.
Yeah. You know what's crazy about all these? And I used to see a Citation like this, 6 or 7 years ago at the grocery store. And it was this ancient old dude who had clearly bought the car new and had won the lottery on the Citations. This one hadn't been built after lunch, so it was actually, he got the good one, the day starter, I guess.
Do you think it was that, or do you think he bought the car new and goddamn it, on principle, he wasn't going to let General Motors win? He was
it was both
fixing that goddamn car.
It's both of those, but I mean, at some point the car, for people like that, will still say no. Usually, you still have to look out and get the one that was actually built correctly.
Yeah.
So
I mean, to even give you the possibility of being stiff about it and not letting General Motors win. Yeah, because eventually the car can just burst into flames. So,
right.
I think now I might have peeked ahead. I think the last shot in this sequence is the same car from behind. There you go. Yeah, I still don't really know. Is that bronze? Is it brown? It's also interesting that the rubber seems to have collapsed, and yet the metal is still there. Like all the rubber bumper gaiters are gone, and yet it still has bumpers.
You're right. That car is held together entirely by force of will, by some old coot who won't let go.
It is. Yeah, no, it is. And it's force of will and rust is essentially holding this together.
Yeah, I guess it's all rusted into one giant cohesion, basically. Yeah.
At some point, you do get the Citation where the rust actually locks things together rather than making them come apart. So this is probably that car. Man, good on this guy. I'm impressed. It's great. It's complete. He's got it going on. All right. So those are our 10 cars, or our 8 cars. I think I know where I'm going on this.
I think for the hooptiest, oh boy, that's tough. That the Firebird was definitely in the mix,
Very
but
hoopty.
I got to say, this thing still running is more hoopty than it being in a junkyard and being crushed. Easily my hooptiest winner here.
Okay, that's your hooptiest winner. Well, my knee-jerk reaction is I want to make this one also the Lemons build, but we have, or at least had, a 5-door Citation in Lemons from our good friends, and so I don't think we will need to see that. It really comes down to the Lamborghini or the conversion van. I'm going Lamborghini. I want to see Lamborghini. Yeah. If you guys, anybody want to build a Lamborghini Urus Lemons car, I think we could let that run no penalty laps. Don't you?
I would.
I would have a problem with the weight waiver, because isn't that like a 5,800-pound car?
Yeah, there's no way it's not under 3 tons.
Yeah.
So you would have to do that. The good news is you can probably take a ton of stuff out of it, literally. Yeah. But I wouldn't be too worried about it running away with a race at all.
No question at all. No question at all. Well, all right. I think that covers us for another week of Lemons Car Spotting. So, Eric, we're supposed to remind people, right? When you see this kind of stuff, wait, let me look at the camera. When you see this kind of stuff out in the world, Lemons Car Spotting, use that hashtag. We will find it. We will talk about it. Thanks, everybody. Okay.